Hi, I am Allison Penna, aka Bad Widow, and I wanted to have a light one today and talk about enjoyable first dates. There are a lot of metrics that people talk about first dates. It should be no more than 45 minutes. It should be no more than X amount of money. It should be whatever. Um, I would throw out all the shoulds and really go by what you think you want and what your instincts tell you is the right thing for you and for this other person. The one that everybody talks about is to go on a coffee date. So have a coffee date. It's quick. It's pretty easy. You get to talk to the person, learn a little bit more about them. I understand why people go on coffee dates. I actually don't like them that much for myself because I don't think that I learn that much about the other person just sitting across from them and talking to them. It winds up being more like an interview for me, and I would prefer to be walking and talking or doing something else that gives me more information about what they like. On the other hand, it's really useful to see if they will show up for the appointment, to see if they're reliable or if they'll ghost on you, to actually get a chance to bring in all your other senses and get to know the person, what they sound like and what they look like, and a bit more about them. So that is a reason to have a coffee date if that's your preference. You can have lunch or dinner. That tends to be longer. It tends to be more expensive. So you really need to go by what you, how much time you feel like you want to spend with this person. You can go to the movies or go to the movies and do something else. So that means that if you go to the movies, you're going to see something that you presumably have agreed on, and so you both enjoy it. And you are going to have something to talk about afterwards. So again, for me, going on dates was about finding out more about the other person, finding out if I wanted to go on another date with the other person. I wasn't planning a lifetime. I was figuring out if I like this person enough to go on the next date. I enjoy going to museums, so my profile was written that I like to do that because I think that in seeing what people like, walking around a museum, there's a chance to walk and talk, and you can discuss what's around you, and it's not all centered around yourself. Well, I am this way, or I like this, or I like that. For me, that's very difficult, and it's also pretty hard to do with a stranger. And for some people, it might be very easy, but it just is not my preference. Music. I'm a huge music person, so open mics, concerts, just go sit in the park and listen when there's a concert in the summer. Those are kind of great things. You can see if you have the same taste in music. Walk around the city or walk in nature. I'm a big fan of walking, exercise. Again, I find it much easier to talk to another person when I'm in motion. And I think that's true for a lot of people. Think of each date as finding out more about the other person. When I would go to a restaurant, I would ask them to say some place that they liked and why. And I would say someplace that I liked and why. And with every inquiry, I was trying to find out more about them and hopefully tell them more about me to see if we were a match to go on the next date. The last thing that I did in my relationship is we alternated planning dates. So he planned, we went to Whole Foods and we got all different kinds of foods. And then we went on a picnic and we sat and we talked. But in choosing the foods, we had, just random rules for the foods, something you've never tried, something you like. And we had to tell each other why. And the whole aim is find out more about the other person. Is this a person who still intrigues me? Is this a person I want to see again? I planned a graffiti date, and then we went out for music uptown in Harlem. So that's it. Those are the 7 ideas: a coffee, a lunch or dinner date, movies, museum, music, a walk in the city or in nature, and alternate planning dates. Make sure that you're doing things that you both enjoy as much as possible. That's it. Thanks so much. Allison Penna, aka Bad Widow. Bye. See you tomorrow.